Hello. A friend of mine asked me to see if I could put this book up on YouTube because I did this book a few years ago, almost 10, about our trip that year to Argentina. Almost 10 years ago. And she wanted me to show her some pictures of an experience we had over there with the amethyst mines in northern Argentina. But I couldn't find all the pictures, but there's some pictures here, and this is obviously almost 10 years ago when I had more time to do books like these. I wish I had time to do all the books I would like with my kids, but I'll get there slowly eventually. So anyways, we live in the United States, and we decided to take a tour back to our origins. Our families are from Argentina. My husband was born in Argentina. I was not, but we were living here in the States for several years, and we decided to go in 2008 to Argentina and go from tip to tip. Do the whole travel from the very south, the closest we could get to the Antarctica, which we didn't go to Antarctica, but close enough, and to the last tip of Argentina, which is Tierra del Fuego, and the city of Ushuaia, and then we went all the way north to the last tip, right by Brazil and Paraguay. And so this is the book, and I will start it. We have another book too. I could make a video of that one later, and that was the second trip we had in Argentina in the year 2012, but right now we'll do this one. So we'll start here. That first picture you see there is, whoops, hold on. This first picture is in southern Argentina. It's in the glacier over there called Glaciar Perito Moreno, and it's very nice. And the difference from the ones I've heard from in Alaska, which seem to be dwindling and getting smaller and smaller each time, these in Argentina actually keep being fed by the snow and keep growing. It doesn't really get itself smaller like apparently it does with some glaciers in the northern hemisphere. But well, we'll keep going with the pictures here. And I am not sure why there's a red X in the background of this page. It didn't get printed out that way. It's just white background and the picture. But here's another view of the Glaciar Perito Moreno. These are some different views from Argentina. The ones on the left are the airplane windows views of the city of Buenos Aires. As you can see, it's a very large city. And on the right page, that's beef country, so there's a lot of cattle. And the animals I'm there with at the far right top are cuatis. Those are way up in the north, in the province of Misiones. And then you see the main airline of Argentina, Aerolíneas Argentinas. Then I just put some grapes from the west. There's a lot of vineyards and wine, and it's wine country all over the northwest. I'm not sure what that car's doing there. I can't remember. But anyways, they're pretty modern country. So this is way in the south, in Tierra del Fuego, and these are airplane views from, just how it looks there, and it's just ocean. It's just a small stretch of ocean till Antarctica, but this is way south of Argentina, and you can see there on the right images of Ushuaia. That is the most southernmost city in the bottom of Argentina, and there's a lighthouse there. And then we went a little bit up north. We went to El Calafate because we wanted to see the glaciers. There are pictures of El Calafate. That little middle picture in the left is the small city. There are caves nearby where past Indians, Native Americans from South America did their artwork, and it has been preserved to this day. And we'll see more pictures of the glacier. It's really a beautiful view, and if you can take the boat tour, it's all the better because it goes as close as it can to the glacier, and you can actually see parts of those big chunks of ice smashing to the big lake. So it's not the ocean there, it's a lake. So it was just beautiful. We just loved it. There are some tours, there are some parts of the glaciers which you can walk in it. We wanted to do that, but we didn't have the time to do that right then. Maybe next time. Here's some of the birds that you can see in the area. I don't know their names, so I'm really sorry. I can't say what they are. The middle picture here in the left, the middle, this is the same species, male and female. They're not different kind of geese, they're the same species, except that the males and the females look very different. And if you see the bottom left of the left page, you can barely see those. Those look like pink birds. Those are pink flamingos, cold weather flamingos from the southern cone of South America, from the Patagonia. I was surprised. My husband is actually from Patagonia. He was born in Rio Negro, way in the south, and he would tell me about flamingos there. And first I had a hard time trying to picture flamingos so far down south. And it wasn't until I went there that I was surprised. It's like, yep, flamingos in very cold weather do exist. And let's see. So we kept going a little bit north. We wanted to go to Fitzroy, the mountain of Fitzroy. And to the right, you see it there, except the cloud there didn't move all day, so you can't appreciate the gorgeous of that mountain. But we still had fun going there. The small bus that took us there had a rest stop at a small ranch where they gave us hot chocolate or coffee and some facturas is what they call it, which are some pastries. And they had this pet guanaco, which they had found when it was a baby. It was orphaned, so they raised it. And it was a really tame animal, except at the end. I think I have some pictures here, but it attacked my husband because my husband wasn't sharing his candy with it, and it loved candy. So the owner had to take it away and tie him away from the tourists that were in the area, or because it was already altered and he didn't want it attacking anybody else. But anyways, let's continue with the trip. Those are some more images of the mountains there from Fitzroy. You can't really tell, but a little bit on that sign from that town called El Chalten. That town is a relatively new town, has less than 30 years since it was formed. So you can see part of what the mountains would look like if the cloud wasn't covering it. But we hiked around. We went through to see some waterfalls. The scenery is different and it's beautiful. And then when we went back to El Calafate, there was an all-you-can-eat restaurant, and we had lamb. It is lamb country over there in the south. In the north, it's all beef, but in the south is lamb, and that lamb was good. Very tasty. We were surprised at supermarkets. They don't have handicap signs for parking. They have future moms. And, we were trying to have kids. We didn't have any yet. So, in hopes of that happening in the future, for future mom, my husband took a picture of me there. It was nice that after this, when this trip was done, I was actually pregnant. So, that was really awesome. So, this is going up north. The city is Puerto Madryn. This is where all the sea lions are there and the elephant seals. Yeah, the one on the left page, the top right picture, that's an elephant seal. The ones on the bottom are sea lions. And then we went to, oh, I forgot already. Oh, Peninsula Valdez. It's close to Puerto Madryn. That's where you can go whale watching. And you can also see penguins and more sea lions or elephant seals. You can see the orcas. We didn't get to see any orcas, but supposedly that's the area too. But anyways, here was our adventure, and we did get to see the whales. I believe these were humpback whales. I can't really remember now. But it was really awesome to see them. We saw a mother and a baby, and then we saw a female surrounded by 10 whales that all of them wanted to mate her, and she had to choose which one she actually wanted to mate with. It was a very interesting trip. There's the penguins. Those are really nice. There's another beach a few miles south, probably 100 miles south that I wanted to go, but we didn't have time. Punta Tombo, I think it is. I was told there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of penguins on the beach, and the little Magellan penguins, and I really wanted to do that, but oh well, maybe next time. Maybe when our kids are older we get to do that. So these are some more sceneries of Peninsula Valdez. And then we went up north some more to Rio Negro, to the town of General Conesa. This is where my husband was born. And he went to see his dad. You can see a little picture of him and his dad to the far right at the bottom. And that little animal, I think it's a muskrat. They were calling it an otter, but the otters are a little bit different. I believe this is a muskrat. Anyways, it was tamed. They had found it as a baby, and they saved it and raised it like a family pet. So it was the cutest thing ever. And here's my husband with some of his relatives, and his dad and his grandma. And he went to see the school he used to go to when he was a kid. It gave him lots of nostalgia to remember all those memories. Then we went to Buenos Aires. Here we are in Buenos Aires, and if you see that pink house right there, that's the presidential house. It's not the White House, it's the pink house. I believe they say it's pink because it's mixed with the purity of white with the blood of the people that gave their lives for the freedom of their country. So white and red makes pink. There's the obelisk too, Buenos Aires, and that's another type of Argentine airplane called Austral. More scenes from Buenos Aires, and the picture on the left page, down right, that's the oldest building in Argentina. I think that's where they declared their independence, if I remember right. Could be wrong, but... And then if you see the pictures on the right, all those buildings tend to look like Paris. There was a lot of people that had migrated from those areas and then went back over there to study and constructed the city of Buenos Aires. It looks a lot like Paris, actually, if you look at the way the buildings are built. when we got to go with my husband to France in the year 2007. Yes, the year prior to this, we went to Paris. And my husband was disappointed, saying, I was hoping to see something new in Paris, but this looks just like Argentina, just like Buenos Aires. So that was funny. Funny experience there. So tango. Carlos Gardel, he was the inventor of tango. And he went to France to study music and stuff. And he invented tango, and then he came back to Argentina. He became famous with all the tango. And very interesting place to visit there, very colorful. All the houses are painted in different colors. And here you see some scenes from Argentina. Let's see. These are some of my relatives in Buenos Aires at the left page. And on my right page, this is the west of Argentina. This is San Juan. It's very desert-like there. And we were hiking up these mountains with a group of friends, and we actually saw the condors flying ahead over us. We didn't get to have a picture of the condors flying over us, but yeah, it was very interesting. I had my dog with me on this occasion, and yeah, the dog looked at the condor looked at it, and I ran and picked up my dog, and the condor kept flying. I was afraid it would try to attack my dog, but thankfully it didn't. So these are some of the trees in the springtime in Argentina. Those beautiful blue or purple trees, flowers, are called jacaranda or jacarandars. I've noticed some of them grow in California too, but they grow all over Argentina. They're beautiful. And then the ones where my face is all around, it's called Santa Rita. I don't know how you call that in English. And then the picture down with the pink flowers, it's Lapacho. I'm not sure what you call those. I think Puerto Ricans call it roble, but I'm not sure that's the right name for it. In English, I don't know. These are pictures from the Paraná River, which ends up being Rio de la Plata, the widest, not the longest, the widest river on earth. And then on the right, that was my grandparents' house. When I was a teenager, I lived in the US, but I wanted to know my roots, and my grandparents lived in Argentina, so I went over there and moved in with them, and have been ever so thankful for the experience they gave me until they passed away a few years ago. But all those years I was there as a teenager and young adult, they really did the best they could for me, and I'm ever so thankful. This is where my grandparents lived. It's in the eastern central Argentina, and it's greener there. It's a lot of pasture, a lot of dairy cows, and a lot of plantations, a lot of corn, a lot of soy, wheat, a lot of wheat fields. And they call it in the Delta region, so it's very humid. Lots of vegetation and plants grow there. And that's the national tree you see on the far right, called the ombu. That was an iconic tree that was close to the village where we used to live. And it doesn't exist anymore, sadly. It fell off. The cliff gave way, and it fell off. But it was a tree that we all admired. And so this little animal on the on the far top left, in Argentina they call it carpincho, but it's a capybara. Capybara, scientific term. This one was a baby. they grow to be the size of hogs. And yeah, that's why it was still trying to suck for milk, so it got our fingers. But yeah, you gotta be careful because these guys have really sharp teeth, like rabbits or rats or hamsters. So their front teeth can be very sharp. But this one was very tame, and the owners assured us it wasn't gonna bite us. So that's why we were so brave. Then, if you see that little nest in the middle picture there, it's from the national bird of Argentina called hornero. And they build that nest out of mud with their beaks and their saliva. They mix it and they build that nest. And it can rain, it can hail, it will not break. It can be as hard as cement. It's a very sturdy nest. It looks like a Spanish oven for baking bread. That's why they call it the oven bird, hornero. And the babies of... No, that's a different type of bird. Never mind. I was going to say the babies I'm holding on the bottom are a different kind of bird called tero, which would be the North American equivalent of the killdeer. We'll see more pictures of that later. That will come. And to the right page, that was our dog years ago. We miss him. He passed away from old age. And that was when we finished our college. And we graduated, and I made a little costume for our dog so he could be part of that too. He was our firstborn son until we had our own children. The dog prepared us to be parents. He was really good. And there's my grandpa there in the picture. And here's the grandparents that raised me are in the far left, upper left. Then in the lower right, still on the left page, those are my other grandparents from my mom's side. And then on the right page, I'm there with my brother and other relatives. And some cousins, my grandparents again, some cousins. And one of my husband's brothers is there too. And to the right, that was a trip we did with a group of youth from the university. We went canoeing down the river, the Paraná River. And these are our nephews. These are our nephews. As you can see in Argentina, there's a variety of races, as we can see in our own family. We're all sorts of colors, which is awesome. I love diversity. I love the variety. And this is all my husband's side of the family. That's my mother-in-law holding the yellow, what's it called? Hot water keeper. She's pouring it on the typical Argentine drink called mate. It's a tea. And mate is a good body toner. It's got a lot of beneficial components. And it's also good to keep your weight down. Maybe I should drink more of that. And some flowers. And the picture to the left, I was already pregnant, but I didn't know about it yet. I was already feeling kind of queasy. But anyways, to the right, this is what I was telling my friend that asked me to do this video. We went to northern Argentina in the province of Misiones. There is this town called Wanda. And this town has a amethyst mine. And those rocks are super expensive, thousands of dollars. Some are just a few $100s. But since we were younger than now, we decided to walk from the main tourist information center and gift shop. We went walking to the mines about, I don't know how long it is, maybe 3 miles, I can't remember. But we went walking there, and on the sides of the road, we could see mixed in the dirt road were little pieces of amethyst. And then all of a sudden, children appeared. They were Indians, Native Americans from the South America, from the Guarani tribe. And the kids came half dressed, not much clothes on, barefooted, and they wanted to sell us some of these amethyst stones. We didn't have much cash with us, and they're like, that's okay, do you have food or snacks or a pen or pencil? We can exchange that for that. So they gave us a few nice pieces, and one of them gave me one the size of my palm, but I don't have any picture of that here. These are all pictures from the gift shop. I don't have a picture of what they actually gave me. It's a lot smaller than this and not as pretty, but it was still a nice treasure for me to keep because we couldn't afford what they were selling here in the gift shop, which was beautiful. And these rocks were those that you can find in those mines. Of course, they were polished and worked on, which are beautiful. And to the right, we kept going north. We went to the Iguazu Falls, which is on the limit with Brazil and Paraguay. And we stayed in the Argentinian side. And it was full of butterflies. It was butterfly season. And I love those 88 butterflies, the number 88 on the wings. When they open the wings, the inside it's blue. It's the fluorescent blue type of butterfly. They're just gorgeous. With red. They got some red too in them. There might be some other pictures from those later. There they are. I think it's the one to the bottom left or bottom right. No, I can't remember. No, I think it's the bottom right. Those are the 88 butterflies. When they're closed, you see them with the 88 number, but when they open, they're black and blue. So they're just absolutely gorgeous. And these were all butterflies, not in a zoo. These were all wild. They would just fly to you. That one just landed on my thumb. So there's more butterflies. We were just loving it there. So the national park we went there was the Iguazu Falls. And these waterfalls are just the best. They're gorgeous. If you want to see everything, it takes you at least 3 days to go through everything from the Argentinian side only. If you want to see the falls from the Brazilian side, that would require an extra day. And from Paraguay, you can't really see the falls, even though part of it is in Paraguay too, but it's farther away. So, yeah, the views are stunning. I've gone to these falls several times when I was a kid. Probably been here, I can't remember, but I've been here over 5 times, and if I ever dream to go back, I want to go back to this place because it's just breathtaking and it's just beautiful. And yeah, if you get a sunny day, you get to see rainbows everywhere. That's the pool from a hotel nearby. I think it's a Hilton hotel. And we didn't stay in that hotel, but we went to try to cool down because it was very hot outside. So we rested inside a little bit. Saw the views. You can see the waterfalls in the background. And then those little boats that go closer to the waterfalls, those are a blast. Those are really good to go. We went on those, and then there's an area where they let you swim. And here are some birds of the area. You can see the toucan. I don't know what that turquoise bird is, but it's beautiful. The bird here that I'm feeding, it's a type of, I don't know what the name of it is over there, but it would be the equivalent of a North American magpie. There's more pictures of it. So it's just like the North American magpie, but yeah, it has a bigger mohawk and different colors, but it's still a beautiful bird. And they don't seem to be as scared of people. They actually come to people plenty. And then, okay, sorry, I got distracted there a little bit. And then these are other birds. That's the one on the top left, I mean bottom right of the right page. It's called Atero. And that one is the equivalent of a killdeer, a North American killdeer, but they are like 3 times bigger in size. They scream the same, louder I should say, and very interesting. And those are South American eagle, kind of like a bald eagle, but a little bit different. Then there's a vulture in the middle picture, and the other birds, I'm not sure what they are. And then these are the coatis on the left. They're like a mix with raccoon and a possum. Looks like it. Like its cute little snout there. And then on the right, these are the caiman. I think they call it the caiman. Those are like the South American alligators. Caiman. Those are different. Well, that's the big one in the middle there. And then the smaller ones are, I think they're called tegu or something like that. The iguanas from South America, from Argentina, the typical iguanas. I've seen people selling those in the US like pets. I was really surprised, for I never seen anybody in Argentina have them as pets. People have great respect for them over there and don't really mess around with them. And oh, I'm holding there in the bottom left baby tero. It's a killdeer. They roam on the fields and they pretend they're dead. I was holding it for a little bit and then let it go, and it went right back to their mom, and their mom accepted them. Mom wanted to attack me at first, but it was okay. They got reunited, and Mom doesn't reject them because we touch them. So, and top left, that's a wild guinea pig. Not sure what they're called. They're over there, they call them cuises. And that fish there in that trunk, a friend of ours fished that. I think it's dorado, what they call them. It's the typical fish from the Paraná River. Those are very tasty when barbecued. And then to the right, that was a park of wood. Had interesting furniture. So that's the last cover page of the book, and it shows a picture of the Iguazu Falls. So I hope you like these experiences that I shared in this book. I have a second book from the year 2012, and I'll do a video about that one later because it's a little bit late tonight, and yeah, I've got a long day tomorrow, so maybe next time I'll do a video of that one. So, but anyways, there you go. Thank you for staying with me, and have a great day.